Hello everybody! Here I'm going to talk to you about customer service and a buyer message template. I'm going to show you a default one here, and you guys have access to this through the course. You can get it as a document over in the next section. So what is it? Well, this is a template, and it has most of the situations that are going to come up when you sell stuff on eBay. Not every single one, but it's a good idea to get your hands on one of these and look over it, because in the moment when the situation happens, it's often hard to respond logically. We get quite emotional, we're really excited for that sale, and then the buyer doesn't end up paying, and it's frustrating, and we get emotional. It's important not to make too many decisions, especially about a business, when you're emotional. So one thing that I encourage you to do is set up a template like this. And feel free to just use this template, steal it, do whatever you want. The idea here is that you want to develop your understanding of the situations that can come up. So let's look at an example here. All right, an order can be out of stock. Okay, what do we do then? All right, we're thinking about it now. We're going to send this buyer this message. That's what's going to happen. And since I've taken the time to think about this before it happens, when it does happen, I'm going to waste way less time and I'm going to be less emotional because I thought about what to do in the past, right? So I have a philosophy with this kind of stuff where I believe that you should spend as little time as possible dealing with issues. Most people type out huge paragraphs being like, oh, there's issues with the warehouse and shipping and all sorts. They make up a whole bunch of lies to sound legit. Look, the more words that you put in your responses, the more there is to confuse your buyers. You want to use as few sentences as possible. And the reality is that in most templates, 80% of the words are unnecessary, and it's just wording that's going to end up confusing the buyers. And if you've ever texted an irate ex, you've learned you can ask 2 or 3 questions in a text. Chances are the person's only going to respond to one question, asking the other questions completely null and void. That is also true for eBay messages. You don't want to include a whole bunch of information because they're just going to cherry pick one sentence, respond to that, and then not even give you the rest of the information that you need to proceed with the order, right? So keep that in mind. Think about your time spent, and then work with one of these documents. Again, you have access to this document, but what works for me may not work for you. So get this document, make your own copy, and make it your own. Change the wording of things so that you understand that, hey, when this happens, this is the message that I'm going to send. And when I get a freight shipping order, this is the message that I am going to send. And when a buyer asks me for tracking number on an order that I've already shipped, this is what I'm going to do. If you go through this document and you look at all these situations, it's going to save you tons and tons of time and stress, and it's going to increase the chance that you stick in the dropshipping game and get to where you want to be. So I really encourage you, use some kind of template like this so that you're figuring out your customer service before the issue comes up. That is going to enable you to provide a very high level of customer service because you're not going to be clouded by your emotions. Whereas if you make decisions in the moment, your emotions are going to get the best of you. You're going to say some things you regret, and you're going to create some bad scenarios. So do your best to figure out how you're going to respond to these situations before they come up. It's going to save you a world of trouble. All right, guys. See you in the next video. Ciao.